Roland, first off, just getting started with camp. How's the off season and getting back on the ice here with training camp?
Yeah, it's been great. Spent my off season at Kingston, so had a great training season there, and did a little bit of training camp with the Frontenac's, who I used to play junior for. So that was really fun, and nice to be back at camp now and being competitive.
What was it about this organization that attracted you to it? The opportunity with the Anaheim Ducks and San Diego Gulls.
They've always had a great team at San Diego. Obviously, there's been a dip the last couple of years, and I look forward to trying to turn that around and being part of the solution. And I've just known that Verbeek and Rick Patterson, they've always had success in this league, and obviously familiarity with Cronin and Matt McElvain in San Diego is a past champion in Europe. So we want to be winners, and it starts with camp here.
I wanted to ask you about that. Coming in and working with Greg Cronin again, does it make it a little easier, that kind of transition? Is it a similar kind of systems that you may have had in Colorado a couple years ago?
Yeah, it seems similar so far. Obviously, 2 days in, you don't have the entire picture, but yeah, Crow and I got along really well, and he has your best interest in mind, and I improved a lot as a player under his guidance. So, it takes some question marks out with the drills and the systems running here, but obviously as a new member, it's a new organization for him as of last year. So, yeah, it's been really fun seeing him coach in the National Hockey League.
What kind of player is Roland McKeown? What can you fill in Gulls fans as what they're going to see on the ice from you?
I always think that's a tough question to answer as the player myself. Hope to be a stable defensive defenseman and contribute offensively. I take a lot of pride in my plus-minus and, winning hockey games. So I think whatever you can do to help the guy beside you, it's important to win. People want winners in this league.
For the Gulls, you mentioned, the last couple of years, it's going to dip down. They're trying to get back in the postseason. What does that take in the American Hockey League? And you have a track record of playing in the Calder Cup playoffs yourself.
It takes consistency. I mean, there's a lot of call-ups and things go on throughout a season in the American Hockey League. And, if you look at Hershey and Charlotte and Chicago, those teams that have won in the past, it's you're looking at like a 700, high 600s win percentage. So it's important to get off to a hot start and maintain a winning streak and try and go, like 7-3 every 10 games. And that's what it takes to win a Calder Cup. You're not going to scrape by and try and beat everyone in the playoffs. It's important to establish confidence throughout the regular season. You've
been in Pechanga Arena on the other side, and you know how crazy that building can kind of get you excited, or what are you looking forward to most being on the Gulls side and having the America's finest fans on your end of things?
Yeah, it's always a top 5 attendance, it seems, in the American League. It's always loud, especially on Fridays, and road teams always kind of get up for those games. So I find that there's a lot of good games in those buildings, and it's an excellent arena. It's a fun atmosphere, and it's easy to get up for.
Dillon, first of all, welcome to the Anaheim Ducks organization. How's the off-season been, getting ready for camp?
Off-season is great. Had a great summer of training, and back home in Calgary there, it was really good. And coming into camp, it's great. Great meeting all the new players and new personnel of the Gulls and Ducks organization. So it's been a great start to camp.
What was the attraction to this organization? Why did you come here to join the Ducks and ultimately Gulls?
It's a team, and especially the Gulls, that has a great history. I know in recent years they have struggled, so hopefully come in and they brought in some new veteran players to come in, make the playoffs, and just kind of build a good group identity.
Talking to Matt McElvain in the offseason, he said he's been chasing after you for a couple of years, whether it was with his teams out in Salzburg and finally land you here in San Diego. What is that relationship, or have you talked to Matt before, and what is it about him that you want to come play with him?
He just seems like a great person. Talking with him, he's a people person. He cares about you as a human, and that goes a long way. I think he wants to build a good family culture in San Diego, making sure that everyone's looking after each other and a real close-knit group. So I'm really looking forward to that.
What kind of player can Gulls fans expect out of Dillon Heatherington when you're on the ice?
Just a steady D-man. Move pucks up and move my feet well, and play physical. Just kind of log minutes and hopefully that'll contribute to some wins this season.
You mentioned it too. There's that long history for the Gulls of success and the Anaheim Ducks as well. The last couple of years have been a little tough getting back to the playoffs. What's it going to take for this group? I know we got a little time away before we get there, but for in the American Hockey League, what's it take to get back into the postseason?
Just commitment to growth each and every day. I mean, if you come in with the attitudes of, you got everyone's back and we're just going to get a little bit better each day, that goes a long, long way.
Ryan, first of all, welcome to the Anaheim Ducks organization and San Diego Gulls organization. How was the offseason and kind of getting prepared and get back on the ice here to start off camp?
It was good. My family and I'm from Florida. We live in Florida in the summer, so a lot of beach time, a lot of family time with my wife and 3 kids. But yeah, we're excited to be out here. I've played some against Anaheim, in the NHL, and then played against San Diego earlier in my career when I was with San Jose Barracuda. And so, anytime you switch organizations, it's always a little bit of an adjustment period. But you start to kind of meet guys or know guys that other guys know. And so, yeah, you're starting to get comfortable. But it's just day 2 of camp today, and so you're kind of just with your own team right now. But I'm sure as camp goes along, you'll start to meet more guys.
What attracted you to joining this organization?
Honestly, it was important for me to get a second year for my family and I on my contract. And also, an amazing place to live and to play. And so that was important to me to have maybe a little bit more stability later in my career. But, from what I remember years ago, coming to play in San Diego, always a good crowd and good support. And there's a lot of young talent here, whether it's with Anaheim or whether it's guys that are trying to find a way they're in San Diego trying to find a way up, and that was me however many years ago. And so, it's exciting to be around the young guys and with so much talent and speed and skill, and excited to kind of get the year going.
If you can fill in fans back in San Diego, what kind of player are they going to see in Ryan Carpenter on the ice?
Yeah, I've tried to be a two-way player my whole life. Guy that can take face-offs, play the middle, PK, PP. And hopefully, in the American League, I've always tried to chip in and produce a little bit more offensively and enjoy that role. I think when I've been in the NHL, I'm more of a checker. So try to keep those same attributes, but maybe a little more creativity, a little more freedom. And I think as an older guy, too, you're expected just to kind of show the way with whatever the few older guys that are on the team and set an example and kind of be there for guys in their journey.
I know it's only day 2 of training camp, but how's the adjustment to kind of new system, new coaching staff, and kind of the flow of the game that you're going to expect to play here in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit new systems with different coaches. I think a lot of it is similar. I think it's more the biggest thing is getting away from the summer habits and the pace of the summer and stopping and starting and just the pace of practices have been a lot harder, but it's fun.
You mentioned it. You've been on the other side of that, some of those rivalries down in San Diego and coming in against those crowds. What are you looking forward to most when you get to step out into Pechanga Arena and America's finest fans are behind you instead of against you?
I think just getting some wins. I know the past couple of years maybe they haven't won as much. I just remember we had a one playoff series when I was with the Barracuda against them, and I just remember it being a loud place to play, a lot of fans, a good arena and good crowd, and so looking forward to getting to meet them and play in front of them, hopefully win some games.